Have you ever looked through YouTube for a good Wild Rift video to see something like this? Broken this champion, AP that champion, they're OP, Giga Chad whoever. Well, spoiler, they're lying to you. I used to watch these videos, go by the champion, and it was the craziest thing. I wouldn't win. I wouldn't win every match. Sometimes I would win, most of the time I would lose. I couldn't believe it. So I think there's actually two things that are happening when people post those videos. First, they want you to click on the video, as you can imagine, and I can relate to that. I want people to click on my videos too. The other thing is that I don't think they're all just maliciously lying to everybody. I think they're either professional gamers for the most part, ex-pros, or people that are good enough that could have been pro. And they could build almost anything on, I don't want to say any champion, but they could build almost anything within reason, and it would work for them because they're great at the game. D'Enzio was a professional Vainglory player. He could be a professional Wild Rift player if they still had it. And Darkbreaker was a professional in a previous game and then started a YouTube channel. And so these guys are great at the game, and they can build almost whatever they want, and they're going to be great at it. So, where does that leave us? Like, effed. We're all screwed. Just kidding. There is hope, and I'm going to talk about that throughout this gameplay and teach you what you can do to improve your game rather than aimlessly wander champions to no avail. Oh, I almost forgot. Hey friend, and welcome to RGD Gaming, the least toxic, most fun community in all of gaming. Phew. I couldn't have a video without that, right? In this gameplay, you'll see I am playing Kai'Sa, and you know what? I'll be honest. You probably shouldn't play Kai'Sa. It might not work for you. It didn't work for me when I was newer. And you know what? I haven't actually played Kai'Sa below Grandmaster for a very long time. And when I did, I didn't think my results were that great. So I'm not saying play Kai'Sa just because I play this game and I have a great game and it works out great for me. I will make a note here. So their jungle is a top Teemo main and not a jungle. And if you know something like that about the enemy team, let your team know. So, our Riven can understand that they're actually not playing against somebody who understands the position the way they should. And you can see she's actually already doing some invading there, gets a bunch of good damage on Corki, and allows us to have a really great start. And you can see she might even be invading the red side jungle, which is great because, Shyvana is not an early game champ. So Riven will be able to steal some jungle camps, get an early lead, and that's perfect. And you'll notice here, so I have an Alistar that's a support, and Alistar's really solid this patch, so I feel pretty good about that. And I'm against a Set and a Teemo. So actually, yeah, you can see Riven is invading there, which is really good for us. So not only do they have a late game champion, they're being invaded, and it's a jungle that doesn't normally play the position. So we have a pretty big advantage here. So I'll go back to what I was saying about, don't ever play Kai'Sa. It's not that you should never try champions, but what I would recommend here is when you try a champion, play them several times. See if it fits your playstyle. See if you're comfortable with them. See if their kit makes sense. The best thing you can do is play a champion probably somewhere between 20 and 40 times before you really have a good idea of how they play, their mechanics, and what you should be doing with them, when you should be going in, when you shouldn't be. And the only way that you really do that is experience. So I almost got Teemo there. It's unfortunate, and my Alistar went down. So it's a tough start, but that's okay. So as I was saying, you need to play a champion several times before you really learn if they're going to be good for you and if it's going to work out. Playing a champion 2 or 3 times, and you might lose the first 2 or 3 times you play a champion. So you have to stick with 1 or 2 in whatever role you want. People who pop around to different roles and different positions, you're never going to become really good, and you're not going to get that high in the leaderboard doing that. So what I would recommend is pick the position that makes the most sense to you. In my case, it was ADC, and I played that for a long time before I even ventured outside of that. I did experiment with some other positions and kind of popped around everything, but I focus on ADC now, and then jungle is really my second role that I am trying to learn and have been getting much better at. And the way that you're going to know if you're good with a champion is after you play them, like I said, somewhere between 20 and 40 times, you can go onto your profile and you can see how often you're winning. You should, a good rule of thumb when you're at the top of your rank, so the highest rank you ever hit, if you can win somewhere between 55 and 65% of those games, you're doing really well with them. If you're losing more than, if you're only winning, less than 50% of the matches, maybe try a new champion. Could be your, micro skills with it, could be your macro awareness of the map. And so you got to really try to figure out if you're just, your entire profile is below 50% win rate, it's probably a macro issue that you have and not which champion you're playing. But if you're, maybe good with one champion and you could add a second one to your player pool, that's going to help you so when your champ gets banned or when they get countered. So, the main thing that I'm trying to get across is play a smaller champion pool. That way you can become really good with them, and that's how you can hit higher ranks. I've said this several times, but I hit Grandmaster the first time spamming Miss Fortune. Now, she's not a great high elo champion, but I was good with her, and I played well, and I was able to hit that. So now you can see if you watch my videos, I'm adding other champions to the pool. Kaisa is the latest addition. Jinx was another one that I sort of added in there. I've tried out Tristana as well. But really, I add slowly. So what I'm doing is I'm mostly playing my good champions, and then I'm slowly adding. The other thing is at the end of the season, where maybe you've hit your peak rank, you can also add champions at that point. It's unfortunate for your teammates, but it's good experience to play champions that you're just learning at a relatively high elo for you. So don't be afraid to get in there. Try not to spam that. You really don't want to cause a million problems for your teammates, but keep that in mind. So here we got a lot of action happening. Actually got ulted by 2 people there. Fortunately, I'm able to get out of it so far, and I flash. Let's see if I'm going to live this. And it looks like I'm probably gonna. We've got rotation from mid here on the set, and I'm able to get a triple kill. So that worked out really well, actually. But you can see where I mentioned that person who's the jungle there, he is not a jungle main. He's a top main, and so he made a pretty big mistake with a champion that he's unfamiliar with. And now we're able to get Dragon, and so this is actually a really good start. I'm 3-0-2. I actually have all of the, I'm part of all the kills on my team. And what am I going to do now? So I'm going to rotate to Rift Herald, because what do I want? I want both objectives. I see ADCs frequently not rotate to Rift Herald and just go put some damage on the turret. Taking one plate on Rift Herald is not worth losing an objective over. So now I'm here for this fight. Let's see if we're able to, there we go. If I was there, I wouldn't be able to get another kill and another assist, and we're going to be able to also take down Rift Herald. And you can see Tristana is just by himself farming up the wave, and maybe he gets that bot tower, but I really don't care because we got 2 more kills. Rift Herald, I'm going to get a turret. We got Rift Herald going in mid, so first turret is beautiful. We're able to get another one, and Tristana doesn't even get that. ADCs, rotate with your team. The wave does not matter 6 minutes into the game, and you're probably not going to take down the turret anyway. It has too much armor on it. And so now I'll be able to go catch that wave and bot. And let's see what we got here. Our mid's being pushed in. And let's see what this Set's doing. He overstepped one other time here, so I'm going to put some damage on him. Let's see, I get the exhaust. I've got Alistair coming, and we're able to get another kill. So he overextended, and you can see Riven is now bullying Shyvana, which is great. And now that tower that Tristana pushed out while I was Rift Herald, looks like we might be able to take that down. Yep, so we're able to get another tower. So because I rotated, I was able to help take the topside tower, get Rift Herald, get another kill, get an assist, and then able to rotate back stronger than ever and get the first tier turret and half of the damage off the second tier turret. But now we need to get out of there because we're probably going to get chased down if we don't bounce out of there. So, you know, I'm beating a dead horse here, but rotate with your team ADCs. It's the best thing you can do. And you will actually make up for poor play, you know, some of your bad decisions when you're with your team. Like, 5 people doing the wrong thing is better than 4 people, and for sure better than 3 people doing the right thing. And, you know, the other person, the ADC, is off farming waves in the bottom side of the map. Or same thing with top lane. I love when top lane rotates for Dragon. It's one of my favorite things. Now we got some action breaking out here in the middle of the map. Vex was able to ult, and let's see if I can get in there with my ult. That's good. We're very fast right now. And we're able to get another kill. And let's see if we can get the triple kill. I don't know if we're going to be able to. We're pretty deep in. And there we go. We're able to kill 4 of them again. Why? Because I'm not on the bottom side of the map. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense to everybody, that you need to be rotating with your team, because it's just, the game is made to be won 5 versus 5, and when you can go 5 versus 4, 5 versus 3, you can almost always get the advantage. And I think I might not have finished my thought there, but you can make up for bad play and bad decision if you just group with your team. If you're ever behind in a match, the last thing you need to do is farm waves by yourself. What you really need to do is win a team fight. And so if you can get a 5 versus 3 or a 5 versus 4 and get 3 or 4 kills on the enemy team, that's how you catch up. You're probably not going to catch up just farming waves because the enemy team is ahead. They could do that, and in fact they're probably doing it faster than you anyway, because they have more gold, more items, and they're stronger. So group up with your team. Here we got another fight breaking out. This is maybe not the best place to be fighting, but let's see. So here's actually a pretty good example where we probably shouldn't have been fighting, unfortunately for the enemy team. So we go 2 for 2. But that's an example. They had 5 of them against 3 of us, and they should have taken the kills and got out of there, but we're able to catch up to them, clean it up, and then now we're looking to buy Stasis. Stasis is, you know, you can use it for a lot of different things, but you just don't want to get caught with Tristana's bomb on you. And here's a really good example of map control. I have a whole video on that. I'll put a link in the description. But so we have Rift Herald. Vex should be rotating towards Dragon. I'm heading towards Dragon, and our top lane should be also heading towards Dragon. That way we can start either securing it, but in this case Shyvana's there, so really what we want to do is just protect it and hold them off until the rest of our team can get here, because we want to be able to get this Dragon. And now we're able to get some good damage on it, secure the Dragon, and that's perfect. Good job, Singe, being, you know, all the way from the top. And you can see the enemy surrendered. They really didn't have hope. We were out rotating them, we were out fighting them. Their jungle probably wasn't going to catch up because he was so far behind, and it really worked out well. So a couple of things here. Get the message. You don't need to play every single broken champion in the game. You just need to figure out who you're good with, and you'll be able to hit higher ranks. And hopefully I see you on the Rift. Thanks for watching. GG.